is the Jaffa Report.
Jim Pattison, ICE, and the border politics of Donald Trump. Tell me that doesn't sound like the setup to a bad joke you'd overhear in a Timmy's lineup. But here we are, living in a world where BC Billionaire's Virginia warehouse might become an American immigration holding and processing center. According to recent reports, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security wants to buy Pattison's big box of concrete in Hanover County and turn it into a place where migrants are detained, processed, and sorted like Amazon returns, according to CBC.ca. Now, I grew up thinking Pattison was the guy who gave us car dealerships, billboards, supermarkets, and a hospital wing with his name on it. Not a backdrop for the next chapter of America's border drama. As reported in Canadian and U.S. media, his development arm owns this warehouse outside Richmond, Virginia, and Uncle Sam has come knocking with a federal checkbook and a plan. The official language talks about holding and processing spaces, which is a very polite way of saying, we're going to keep people here who don't have the proper papers, as reported by ctvnews.ca. For a progressive West Coast boomer who still remembers when crossing into Blaine meant cheap gas and a trunk full of Safeway chicken, instead of armed agents and razor wire, this hits different. The Trump-era border politics didn't invent cruelty, but they certainly put it on steroids. Kids in cages, asylum seekers treated like invaders, and build the wall chanting its way into every airport television. Now Donald Trump is back in the Oval Office, and you don't need a PhD to guess that immigration enforcement won't be getting any softer, as reported in the nationalobserver.com. Here's where Pattison comes in. On one hand, according to his public image, he's the philanthropic grandpa of Vancouver. Hospitals, charities, feel-good stories. On the other hand, as of this recording, January 28, 2026 at 1:07 p.m., he stands to profit from selling a massive building that could become a key node in an enforcement machine that many people see as inhumane. Local advocates in Virginia are already urging him not to sell, arguing it would grease the wheels of detention and deportation. It leaves those of us north of the 49th in an awkward spot. We'd like to pat ourselves on the back for being kinder, more inclusive, more sorry about that than lock 'em up. Yet our own billionaires can quietly help build the infrastructure for exactly the kind of system we claim to oppose, just on the other side of the line. It's like bragging about being vegan while owning half the local steakhouse. Maybe Pattison will decide the check isn't worth the stain. Or maybe the deal sails through and the warehouse fills up with people whose biggest crime was trying to cross an invisible line in search of a better life. But it's a good reminder, power doesn't just sit in parliaments and presidential palaces. It also sits in boardrooms, land titles, and quiet real estate deals between billionaires and border cops, according to nationalobserver.com.
The Jaffa Report.ca.
I truly appreciate you taking 5 minutes with this boomer. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Who am I, you ask? Just another friendly observer. Call me Jaffo. Life can be overwhelming, and sometimes we all need a moment to recharge. I initially discovered guided meditation back in my 40s, but neglected it until my heart attack in my 60s. Eventually, I started recording my own guided meditations, and now I'd like to share them with the public. Whether you prefer a simple, soothing voice or a rich experience by adding music with ambient sounds, I've got you covered. The meditation sessions start at $4.20 each. The first 3 are free. Visit 420guidedmeditation.ca. That's the number 420guidedmeditation.ca. And start your journey to inner calm.